you had a couple of ideas for Kit Kat flavors, what are you thinking?
My first choice?
Yeah.
Sirloin.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Critics. I am Eric.
I am Tony. Today, we're going to be reviewing Underwater. Rated PG-13, starring Kristen Stewart, Vincent Cassel, T.J. Miller, and directed by William Eubank.
So true. All of that is very true.
Yeah, tell us about this film, Eric.
In this film, a crew of aquatic researchers work to get to safety after an earthquake devastates their subterranean laboratory.
Or was it an earthquake?
But the crew, they have more than the ocean seabed to fear.
You sound a little bit like David Letterman there for just a moment.
Just a little bit.
Let's start the review.
All right, let's start this up. We're going to put 3 minutes on the clock, and
Shibloinks.
let me ask you, Tony, what'd you think of Underwater?
I didn't like it at all. I have one word.
That was quick.
One word.
One word.
Derivative.
Can you spell that out?
No, but
Okay.
I mean I could, but I don't want to waste our time because it's aliens underwater. And it's aliens underwater not nearly as good as Aliens. I mean, Ridley Scott is probably shaking his head in disappointment and disgust.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I think there were 2 films here that this was going after. One is the Aliens series because Kristen Stewart's character is very clearly Ripley.
It's Ripley.
It's a terrible Ripley ripoff.
Ripley ripoff.
Ripley ripoff. Ripley ripoff. Ripley ripoff. Did you say that 10 times fast?
In 3 minutes. Go on.
But there's another movie here that's
What is the other movie?
Cloverfield.
Okay.
This is very much Cloverfield, and the whole big monster comes and destroys things, sort of things.
I see that too.
Yeah, there's just let me
lot
just
of
say,
derivative.
from the very beginning of this movie, it lost me. There was just that because you didn't.
You know, it's interesting. I wanted to go with it at the beginning. I was like, okay, it's Alien. I get it.
But there was no story to begin with. You didn't know who the characters were.
There's no exposition. But I thought they were doing that on purpose. That we were going to get it on the road. Like, okay,
Zero
the
development.
event happens right away.
I didn't even know who the characters were. I mean, all of a sudden something's happening.
Yeah, it happens
You don't know
right
why,
away.
and you know
Beginning
what?
of the film.
Because they don't even tell you who the characters are, what's happening. You don't
care
care about any of them.
No, you don't care about them. It's absolutely true. I thought, I was going with it. I'm like, okay, let's see if they do this along the road. We start to have moments where we start to learn about these characters and we begin to have empathy for them, but you never have empathy for them.
And it was just another one of these over and over and over
die.
again. You have, at every moment I wanted them all to die. And then you get, you're underwater, and I get it, you're trying to be, authentic to the fact that they're way
wet?
underwater. Well, no, but you just can't see anything. I get it.
You
Everything's
can't see
murky.
anything in this
Everything's,
film, yeah.
and then you're trying to squint and stare and see what's going on. And there might have been a script for this, but
it was
the
weak.
poor actors
Very weak.
they gave them nothing to work with.
No.
I will have to say though.
Yes, go. Something positive?
T.J. Miller is always he was in Cloverfield also.
He was funny in
and
this.
he was funny in that, and he's funny in this.
And I wanted him to survive longer.
They gave him a few great lines in this, and the comic relief there really helped because this is one of those movies that it gives you the boo factor over and over again, and you know it's coming every single time they do the boo factor. It's like everything gets quiet, boom, something happens.
The jump scares that you're talking about were so freaking loud, and there was no dynamics in this.
No,
movie
they must have added a
all.
lot of extra sound to those. What do you call it, jump scares?
They were so loud, and they were all the same.
I wanted them to take. I think the best thing they could have done in this movie was taken the final cut and tied a rope around it with a heavy brick and sank it underwater. Yeah, all the way to the bottom.
This is not an enjoyable film.
No,
there's
but
our horn.
That's an enjoyable horn because it means we are done reviewing this film.
It's an enjoyable horn. So we're going to rate it on our 5-star scale, and Mr. Eric over here is going to start us off.
No plot, more than subpar acting, completely predictable, there's nothing at all about this movie I like. The only reason I'm going to give it any stars is because we have T.J. Miller with some pretty good lines.
Pretty good.
And I chuckled a couple times.
I chuckled too.
And a couple of decent visuals, but I'm giving this bottom of the barrel. This is a half a star for me.
Okay,
half a
I'm
star.
not that down on this film. I didn't like it, and it was thoroughly derivative and so exactly Aliens, and not anywhere nearly as good because Alien and Aliens are brilliant films.
Yes.
and this wasn't there. So,
No.
but I'm gonna give it 2 stars
Wow.
because
Wow.
yes, because I feel like I enjoyed the dark visual stuff.
You
I
did?
enjoyed
Okay.
and I like T.J. Miller, and honestly, I didn't think Kristen Stewart was bad.
No, I just
I felt like it was just the film was just there was
this
no
film
script.
robbed me, and that's what I just didn't.
I'm comfortable with you being
okay.
robbed.
When I'm comfortable with you having some bright points in it.
All right.
And that's all we have time for. But we'll be doing more great movie reviews, so we'd love if you subscribed
Can you watch that, please? Right here.
right up here,
Yeah.
right up here, and we will see you next time on another episode of 3 Minute Critics.
Thank you, baby.